Yes, sir, there's nothing quite like going by rail. Unless, like Rocky and Bullwinkle, you go fourth class on the Frostbite Falls main line. For that means you walk where you're going on the railroad ties.
But you get a free can of bunion cream with each ticket.
Sure, a dull way to go, Bullwinkle. Nothing ever happened.
Oh, little did Rocky know, for at that moment on a hillside above them, Boris Badenoff had just released a huge boulder designed to hit them just as they reached the point where the railroad tracks made a big X. But when Boris got his orders from fearless leader via Pottsylvanian carrier pigeon...
Says Moose and Squirrel must get there safe and sound.
Oh, boy!
So Boris had to disguise himself as a track walker and run ahead of the huge boulder, shouting to our heroes as he went.
Stop! Luke, listen! Landslide!
What'd he say? What'd he say?
I can't understand a word. Sounds like his teeth are loose.
Go back! The bridge is out!
You were right, Rock. He says his bridge is out.
You got to go back!
But we just got here.
If you don't go back, go forward, but don't just stand there.
Why?
Because Big Rock is going to hit on that exact spot.
Say, how come you know all this?
Because
Look out!
Yes, at that moment, the onrushing boulder bounded high into the air and landed right on the X. Or very near it, anyway.
You know something? He was almost right.
We gotta get him out from under there, Bullwinkle.
And by using a tree trunk as a lever and Bullwinkle's mighty moose muscles for power, our heroes were able to move the huge rock.
Gee, there's nothing here but his hat.
But where's he?
I'm on that hat.
Hokey smoke! You were hammered into the ground just like a big nail, Mr. What is your name anyway?
Why not call me Spike?
How do we get him out, Bullwinkle?
Well, if he was put in like a nail, he's got to come out like a nail.
And so, finding a tree branch shaped like a hammerhead, Bullwinkle hooked it into Boris's ears and pulled.
Easy, Bullwinkle. Let's get him out of here in one piece. That's it!
But when Boris got out of the hole, he acted rather strangely.
Does the crosstown bus stop here, conductor?
Boss, this here's the railroad.
Then let me off 125th Street and give me blue transfer.
Rocky, maybe I pulled too hard.
How's that?
I think I flipped his lid.
Goodness, listen to all the boardies.
Birdies!
Come here, you little rascals, you.
And Boris skipped off while our friends watched in amazement.
Wake me early, Mauda, dear, for I'm to be Queen of the May.
Boris, you have changed somehow.
Changed? I'm still sweet, lovable me.
See, you have changed. Well, now what do we do?
Let's start Cub Scout troop for underprivileged children.
Boris, what if fearless leader should hear you?
Fearless leader? Who is he?
If you're listening, fearless leader, he's only kidding. Boris, you know who is fearless leader. Here is his picture.
Ooh, he looks like it a meanie.
A meanie? He is cruelest, meanest, evil, wicked snake in the grass in all Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
And he is your hero.
Mine hero?
Sure, look. Here are his latest orders.
Moose and Squirrel must arrive at Peaceful Valley safe and sound. He's really a bad man?
Darling, he's like the worst.
That settles it. I do just the opposite from what he says.
You mean?
Certainty. I'll go to knock off Moose and Squirrel. It's the only decent thing to do.
Boris, you know what will happen.
Of course. I'll get 2 gold stars and a brownie.
And grabbing a nearby stick of TNT, the addle-brained Boris began to dance after our friends. Don't miss our next snappy episode, Trouble Upstairs, or Bats in the Boris.